Marcel, where are you going with that disc? You are not putting that on again. Marcel, okay, if you press that button, you are in very, very big trouble.
Attention. Everybody stop what you're doing. It's time for The Unwritten Rule, a Mizzou sports podcast brought to you by the Believe Network, alongside Payton Haverman and Kenny Van Doren. Here is your host, Jack Knowlton.
Welcome back to The Unwritten Rule, presented by FanDuel. Today is Monday, June 1st. Happy June, Payton. Welcome to a new month. The dog days of summer are here.
Oh, yes. Full swing.
Full swing. That's a good unintentional pun because, of course, dog days of summer include baseball. Payton and I are back for another ranking of Mizzou's season. We have decided to make this the Monday a Monday show series for you guys over the summer until we run out of Eli Drinkwitz seasons in a few episodes. But so far, it's just been me and Payton. Kenny wasn't able to join for this one either, which, Payton, he gave his reasons and they were, they made sense to me on paper. And then
He's always got an excuse.
And then I started looking back at this season and I was like, I wonder if he just didn't want to be part of this, because this was an absolutely miserable one. This one in 2022 will be kind of brutal trips down memory lane, I think. Just for some specs on the 2021 season, of course, the second under Eli Drinkwitz. Mizzou went 6-7 this season. They lost to Army in the Armed Forces Bowl. So we do have a bowl game to include in our rankings this time, and a few more games because, of course, it wasn't COVID riddled. And
three more than 2020.
Yep. And trust me, there will be a couple that I think we will rattle through pretty quick. So don't imagine we're going to be dwelling on.
There's one loss that we're going to really stick with.
Yeah.
We're going to really drill into one of these losses.
And don't imagine it'll be a long time spent on North Texas and Central Michigan and et cetera. 6-7 that year. They lost to Army in the Armed Forces Bowl. So that's now 5-5, and then 6-7 for Mizzou in Drinkwitz's first two seasons. Payton, is this, when you think about this and have recapped this, and maybe this is a better question for the 2022 show, or maybe I'll ask you when we do that one and dive into that season more. Is this by far the worst season under Drink for you so far, or is 2022 pretty comparable? Okay.
2021 was so like, there was one game I ever would consider going back and rewatching. It is a painful season that, I'll be honest, coming into the season, I genuinely thought like Missouri was going to go like 8-4 because they went 5-5 against the all SEC schedule the year before. I really believed Bazelak was like a great quarterback in the making for them. I could not have been any more far off base. I mean, there is one thing to point out about this season was that Tyler Beatty broke the single season rushing record. I think it's because Tony Temple, whose record he broke. Temple didn't have his bowl game stats count, and of course Missouri force-fed Beatty in Arkansas to get him that record. And of course, it's been broke twice over since then, which we'll get to under Drinkwitz. The record's been broken three times.
Who did you say had it before?
Was it Tony Temple?
It was not.
Was it Devin West?
Devin West, 1998, 1,578. Beatty had 1,604, like you said.
Yeah, and the bowl game stats didn't count for
West. Yeah. And like you said, it has been since broken by both Cody Schrader and Ahmad Hardy in the years since. Well said. Tyler Beatty was definitely the star. I remember that was a concern. Like, of course, they had Larry Roundtree, and it was like, oh, what are they going to do? Losing this really good running back, and then Beatty totally stepped in and was awesome. And it has started. It kind of continued. I guess Roundtree sort of started this era of just Mizzou having these awesome running backs that seem to step up. But if you want some more specs on the season, you can see the leaders on the screen if you're watching on the YouTube. But Bazelak, like Payton mentioned, completed 246 passes, 2,500 yards, 16 touchdowns, 11 picks that year. Beatty, of course,
some of the worst sacks I've ever seen. Too.
Some of the worst sacks I've ever seen. Some of the worst interceptions I've ever
Yep.
seen. He was sacked 13 times. He also some of the interceptions were just brutal. We'll get into it. Beatty, 268 carries, the 1,600 yards, 14 touchdowns. The leading receiver this year was Toski Dove, who had 576 yards and no touchdowns.
This team is so bad. I mean, and Drink has alluded to it, like, this was a hard year. Like, because he alluded to, like, I think there were locker room issues, like, there were some, I'm not going to name names specifically. I'm past that era of just calling people out, like, specifically, unless, like, it's during the season and it needs to happen. Some of the worst players I've ever watched played for this team. I mean, seriously embarrassing. The defense in particular. They figured it out towards the end of the year, but just looking through a few of these names, I'm like, oh my Lord, like just an abysmal football player.
It's funny. I actually was watching some of the highlights from the later games, and I was like, man, Mizzou made some impressive defensive plays toward the end of the year. So I actually thought it kind of came around. Blaze Aldridge led the team in tackles. He had 89, also 4.5 sacks, but Isaiah McGuire was the standout in that department, had 6 interceptions. Jalen Carlisle led the team. He had 4. This was the Chris Abrams drain breakout year, 37 tackles and 3 picks. Had a fumble recovery too. Mekhi Wingo was on this team. I have a thing about him as we get into the games. Young Ennis Rakestraw kind of emerged.
This wasn't freshman Rakestraw, was it? No,
I think it was
2020 was
sophomore.
He got hurt, I think, in 21.
The other probably 2 notable names that I didn't mention at receiver are probably these 2, Mookie Cooper and Dominic Lovett. This was, of course, the Lovett. Had some kind of exciting moments and then had that, I'll never forget being in Mizzou Arena, doing a presser for a basketball game when I found out he was entering the portal.
That wasn't this year, though.
Was that 2022?
That was 22 when he broke
You're
out.
right. He was there.
He had 173 yards in this one.
You're right. You're so right. But Mookie Cooper and Dominic Lovett were both there. There's some names. Let's dive into it, Payton. We're just gonna go one by one. Maybe I'll let people we were debating earlier if we should just give our full lists and then compare. I liked kind of going one game at a time and seeing where you had them and then seeing where I had them by comparison. So we'll stick with that for this one. And I'm just gonna kick it over to you because I know what your number one will be. It is also the number one game in my ranking. Even though I was not there, but I know you were there, so I will let you talk about it.
I was. A rather empty student section and a rather uninterested Faroe in a rather uninteresting year somehow produced maybe the best win I got to see in person. And that is, of course, Missouri beating Florida 24-23 in overtime. Actually, like a fun back and forth game. Nico Hay had a long touchdown catch in this one. I remember 41 yards. This was the second to last game of his career, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he suffered I'd have to go back and find the Dave Matter tweet. I think he suffered a career-ending injury in bowl practice and did not get to play in the bowl game. And that was just it for him. He played in Arkansas, didn't play in the bowl game, and that was his last season. So, 41-yard touchdown there. Bazelak, I think, I don't remember if he threw a pick. He took a really terrible sack at one point in this game, I remember. That just kind of became a thing later on with him. He didn't take a pick. 6 times he got sacked in this game. Oh, my Lord. I like it. But, Beatty was totally bottled up in the first half. He really got it going in the second half. Had the touchdown in overtime as well.
Yep, the 2 big runs in overtime. He had the setup. That was when Mizzou just realized, hey, we have this really fast guy who can get to the edge. Maybe we should just run outside zone every play, and then ran it twice and scored a touchdown.
Yeah, and props to Drink. He rolled the dice, went for 2.
What was your reaction after describe me the no yes for you as Bazelak's falling backward?
Yeah, it looked bad because you could tell the design was they were trying to just slip Beatty out and get a quick pass to him and have him just run to the pylon. that was totally bottled up. Florida knew that was coming. We never saw Daniel Parker Jr. like at all. But Bazelak, yeah, kind of like almost throwing like a jump shot up as he's falling to the ground. But it all worked out in the end. They popped up the bowl bound graphic. Michael Maietti went crazy because, the whole story about him never getting to go to a bowl game in 6 years or whatever. But no, that was a great win. It genuinely might have been one of Drink's best. I take it back. The best win was definitely LSU that I got to see in person. But this is definitely up there. So this is pretty undebatably number one. I mean, it was actually a good game. Like, I remember Mizzou even late had a chance to win it in regulation, and Mevis missed a kick.
Yep.
But a fantastic game. Yeah, I mean, Missouri's defense, like you mentioned earlier, I mean, they made big plays late in the year. But gosh, now we're going to have to, it's all downhill from here. This is like the easy number one, and I would not say any other game is any fun in this season.
I don't have much more to add. Payton was there, so I wanted to let him carry that one. And yeah, we can stand on ceremony with this one because it does get a lot darker. But yeah, very big win. Got Dan Mullen fired from Florida too, so started the Billy Napier era, which was pretty funny and even funnier to look back on. The only other note, I did watch highlights of this game. No touchdowns in the first half. It was 9-6, I think, at halftime.
That sounds right.
And Damian Pierce was Florida's running back in this game. Just a recognizable name. Emory Jones at quarterback, a guy people might know. I remember Jacob Copeland was an absolute menace for them. And then, that Nico Hay touchdown. Nico Hay and Daniel Parker, tight end, saving the day for Mizzou. You just don't hear of it very much in the Drinkwitz era.
I didn't even mention like what made this game even better was Drink goes to the press conference after the Florida debacle last year with Mullen showing up as Darth Vader. Drink pulls his hoodie up, grabs his Diet Coke, and goes, "May the force be with you," with a lightsaber in his hand. And then the next day, Dan Mullen is fired.
Got fired.
So Missouri gets the last laugh in that debacle. Gosh, what an ugly year that was for Florida. I do remember that.
And look at who Florida's leading tackler was on the day.
Yeah, I think he wound up at Mizzou the next year, I believe.
It was his audition tape.
His first year. So, yeah, this game was fun. None of the others were fun. Trevon Dexter on the field, too, for them.
Yeah. 1-1, no doubt. What was your number two, Payton?
My number two, kind of by default, because it was an SEC win that wasn't Vanderbilt, was South Carolina. And rest assured, this game was like entertaining to watch. I remember there was like a ball don't lie moment when Missouri thought they got a safety, I think it was, against South Carolina. It got called back, and then the next play they knocked the ball out and get a recovery touchdown.
Yep.
But this was a game Missouri should have won by 40 points. They could not have in the fourth quarter done anything more to try and put South Carolina back in this game. Beatty who had a great game, but he had his first fumble of the year in this one that South Carolina recovered.
So I have a commentator's jinx fact about that. They flash a graphic. I saw it in the highlights up that coming into that game, Missouri was the only FBS team that hadn't fumbled yet that season, and South Carolina led the FBS in fumbles.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. South Carolina had like good players on this team too.
Yeah.
But I mean, and then we talked about some of the brutal interceptions. I don't think I've ever, Marshawn Lloyd, Kevin Harris, Saquandre White, Jaheim Bell, those are like all dudes. I don't think I've ever seen an interception as bad as the one that Bazelak threw towards the end of the game. Like, it was, I couldn't believe it. I really was like speechless.
I watched it back to see it. It got tipped at the line of scrimmage again because it just doesn't.
No, it's just like, what are you looking at? Why did you throw it like that? It's the worst throw of his career. And it led to literally them having Brady Cook come in and spamming read options down the field to just clinch the game. Look, very necessary win. It was still fun in some ways because there were good moments here. Mookie Cooper 372 one on as his kind of slash line there. You're looking at his rushing stats, his receiving stats. He had a 60-yard catch. That must have been the touchdown. Yeah, they didn't. I remember getting very frustrated with the way they used Mookie Cooper a lot of the year. It felt like they didn't think he was ready to play receiver.
I remember I did the same thing.
Boo Smith, 1 for 47. Man, this team sucked. But yeah, I mean, again, good win, fun in some ways, but like it was icky that it even had to be sweat out by the end of the game because Missouri dominated this one. Jason Brown was South Carolina's quarterback. I don't know who that is. I don't remember him.
I didn't either.
He started.
I didn't either. He that was his only year as a Division I quarterback.
Yeah, I've never heard of him. But yeah, that's my number 2.
That's my number 2 as well. I didn't have much more. You nailed it. There was some actual good special teams in this game. They downed a punt at the 1. Elijah Young had a really good kickoff return. I was like, wow, this is kind of refreshing.
Mevis, the punter?
I think so.
Yeah, he was the only good punter they had under Link.
Yeah, Mevis actually did pretty well. Yeah, it was McKess. 153 Mevis made all his field goal and I made one. And they had a good kickoff. I was like, this is very exciting. And yeah, you mentioned the pick, bring it up over 20-yard line, and Brady Cook is able to just forget. But yeah, Cliff from that Florida game. Number 3, I have Vanderbilt. Do you also have Vanderbilt by way of it just being an SEC?
Yeah, win? I have Vanderbilt because it's an SEC win. The only things I really remember about this game, because I was going to see a St. Louis Blues Blackhawks game. I believe. So I was kind of watching in the car. I remember Mike Wright played a lot for Vanderbilt, and it was annoying because he played pretty well. I remember Bazelak hit a Hail Mary at the end of the half to Kiki Chisholm, I believe. Beatty was insane, and yeah, there was also Bazelak got hurt, and they had to come in and. I believe Tyler Macon, when we still believed he might be a thing. He had the clinching rushing touchdown in this one on the read option because it was right after a 70-yard run or something from Beatty. Beating Vanderbilt by 9 is not very good, but it would almost get worse. We've had worse moments against Vanderbilt under Drinkwitz, so. We'll take a 9-point win, I guess. I mean, very forgettable game.
Yeah, I'm entering the territory of forgettableness where most of these next couple of wins I just don't remember. I'm assuming let's do this. I'm assuming your next 3 are SEMO, North Texas, and Central Michigan in some order, or do you have a loss before any of those?
I have a loss before one of them.
Okay, what do you have? What do you have as 4 then?
4 is SEMO.
Okay, I also
because at least we saw Tyler Macon throw a touchdown to JJ Hester, I think, in this game, so that was kind of cool.
This was a fun. I remember. I feel like it was a nice day, and it was.
Yeah, I remember people freaked out that Mizzou gave up 21 points in the 4th. I didn't really care. Brady Cook threw a touchdown and went 5 for 5 in this game too. So I kind of always enjoyed at least 1 or 2 of those exhibition games. Where you can see guys that you normally don't see.
Yeah, I agree. Love it at a big game that day too.
Yeah.
I agree. So you have that 4, and then do you have your loss?
No. Then I have Central Michigan.
I do not have Central Michigan, and that is because of one thing. I have North Texas above Central Michigan, only for the fact that I was looking at the defensive stats and noticed that Mekhi Wingo had a pick 6 this season, and it was against North Texas. So I put it above Central Michigan for that reason only.
I don't even remember that. Here's the thing about North Texas. I don't remember anything about that game except that I was embarrassed because it was like, how are you? I looked it
I
up.
remember it was at night
prior
and
to
it was,
this.
oh, was
North
it at night?
Texas. What do you think North Texas's record was at the end of the regular season?
Oh man, 2-10.
No, not that
9?
bad.
Oh, 4-8.
It was 6-6.
Okay.
They were in an offensive shootout with a 6-6 Conference USA team. I don't think they were even in the American yet. They were 1-4 at the time. Oh, that's right. Austin On was North Texas's starter. He sucked, and Missouri made him look like Drew Brees or something. It was so
he outdid Basilak for.
I know Basilak just turned into such a pumpkin at times during the year. Just
all of these games just have running through it.
It's
just
literally Tyler Beatty had 200 yards in a win. That's like every win was like that. JJ Hester had 141-yard touchdown. I used to think JJ Hester was going to be so good. But
I'll give you Central Michigan above North Texas. That's fine.
Central Michigan is at 5 just because it was like the season opener. But after 4, I think all of these games sucked. Central Michigan sucked. We were in a close game with a MAC school to open the year until the 4th quarter. Lou Nichols, I do remember, I was like horrified that we were getting run over by this guy, but Lou Nichols.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I forgot about this guy.
Yeah, he led the country in rushing yards. What was really bad was this their quarterback, Jacob Sermon. This was like one of 4 starts for them. He was pretty terrible that year, and still Missouri was not able to just bottle up Lou Nichols.
I gotta see what Lou Nichols did after this.
I don't know if he ever made an NFL roster or anything. He's certainly
Lou Nichols is on the Steelers.
Oh, he is on the Steelers. Good for him. Yeah, he was good that year.
Oh my gosh, he went to Cass Tech in Detroit. Isn't that where? That's not where.
Don't ask me.
He's the coach there now. Oh, Kenny's gonna be. Kenny will know as soon as I say it.
Yeah, he had 1,800 yards that year.
Yeah.
So there you go. That was just above it by proxy.
He's played 1 game in the NFL. He's a Super Bowl champion. Wait.
With who?
The Eagles. He was on the Eagles when they won the Super Bowl.
Well, there you go.
Nice.
But moving on. So yeah, I had those 2, and then I had the Armed Forces Bowl above North Texas.
Okay, I had the Armed Forces Bowl last, so tell me why it's not last.
This is simply because I was there. I was so happy that Basilak was just benched because like we knew at that point it wasn't going to happen. And it was like good vibes at the game. Like I like Amon G. There was a good Mizzou contingent there. It was a really fun game to watch, actually. The 2-minute drive that Mizzou ran was electric. I mean, Brady Cook's opening touchdown was awesome. I had a lot of fun at the game up until the final 30 seconds. So by proxy of just me having fun with it for most of it, it's there. You could totally, if you're going just straight off like the result, you could totally talk me into having this in the bottom 2. But I had enough fun with it in the moment, and I can look back on it fondly now because of what they would go on to do in like 2023 that I can kind of just laugh at this game. I will say Dawson Downing and Elijah Young splitting carries in this game was really, really, really frustrating because one of them was clearly better than the other. The other was just being done a favor because he was a walk-on. And that is what I'll leave it at.
That's when we still messed with things like that. All right, I'll let you talk me into that. I don't feel super strongly. I was not at the game. I really wanted to be there. I couldn't make it. But you know what? I'll jump it all the way up to 6. That's fine. I don't even.
No, we can split the difference here somehow.
Okay.
Like we can put it below the wins.
Okay, I'll put it
because I have North Texas at 7.
We'll go CMU. We'll say Army was the best of the losses, even though it wasn't the bowl game. Because honestly, I think as we talk about these losses, it really does feel like the best of the bunch, even though it was to Army. It wasn't the bowl game. You want to be beating that team. But it was the Brady Cook breakout game. It was fun.
I thought Missouri was going to get run over in this game. I'm not going to lie. That was one of the best Army teams of the century. And Missouri, if you remember, really struggled with the run that year.
Yeah, they did. Okay, that's fine. That's fair. So we'll go. We've got North Texas at 6, and we'll go Army at 7. What is your 8? We're now into just the full on.
Here, I'll speed run the next 4.
Right.
Because these are all the same to me, really. Kentucky is 8 just because it was on the road early season. They put up a fight. They had a chance at the end. There was a terrible sack, and then they couldn't overcome it on their final drive. But Kentucky was a whatever loss. Like, that was a good game. They just came up short. UGA is number 9 for me.
Okay, I had those flipped, so we can agree on that one just to flip them your way. I'm fine with that.
UGA, because Missouri was like a crazy, I think they were like a 40-point underdog.
They were number 1. Georgia was number 1 in that game.
Georgia was number 1. They had a defense that had given up like 1 touchdown all year. I remember being really frustrated that Tyler Macon, who started this game, by the way, Bazelak was hurt. So Macon started. That was exciting. Brady Cook played in this as well. Macon, at the end of the game, had a chance to, like, from a yard away, put a ball in the end zone, which really did not ever happen against this Georgia team. Like, it would have been like the first they given up an SEC player, something like that. And Macon could have either run it in from a yard out, he had the space, or just flip it out to Daniel Parker Jr. He yanked it way behind Daniel Parker Jr. And Missouri did not score. And that was how that went. It was 43-6. I believe this was the first time the entire year Missouri covered in a game. So do with that as you will. A 37-point loss. But it was like, whatever. There was no chance Missouri was going to win.
I will just let this be the look at the dudes on this Georgia team. I mean,
every one of those guys I
pick,
swear has played in the NFL.
Super Bowl champion.
Darion Kendrick, I know, played for the Rams for a bit.
Plays for the Packers.
Keely
Ringo's really good. Kamari Lassiter's really good.
Nazir Stackhouse.
Nazir Stackhouse was a monster.
Unfortunately, very bad Nazir Stackhouse memory coming in 2023.
Jalen Carter had 1 tackle in this game and is now like one of the bullies of the Eagles. And then on offense, they just had some monsters too. James Cook was their running back.
Amir White.
Did they win the national? Did they win the national title this year? Was this their second one?
No, I think they might have. They might have.
So that would have been what, the 2021 national title?
I don't remember for sure. It went like what? Indiana, Ohio State.
Wait, so no, it
Michigan, Georgia. So 4 years ago, I think.
Because it would have been the year 2022. This is, I think, when they beat Alabama 33-18 with Stetson Bennett, Zamir White.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Ooh, yeah, loaded. I'm with you. I had those 8 and 9. Okay, what's your 10, 11, 12, 13?
10 is Arkansas. I don't really remember anything about this game other than it kind of, Bazelak did not play well. It's the only time they've lost to Arkansas under Drinkwitz, and it probably will be the only time they lose to Arkansas under Drinkwitz. And they force-fed Beatty to get the record. So, fine, it gets bonus points for that. 11 was A&M. They were down 35-0 at some point, I think. So that's
they couldn't have been down 35-0. They lost 34-14.
No, I'm talking about. I'm talking in A&M.
Oh no, it's 35-14. I just
I was going to say it was 35-14.
You're so right. Let's see.
I think they were down 35-0.
They sure were.
They weren't.
No, they weren't. They're down probably 20.
Might have just been down 21-0 or something. I don't know. The game was never in doubt for A&M.
I remember this guy Spiller was really annoying.
Spiller, really I knew was gonna eat them alive, and Devon A-Chain.
This was my a lot of the early. I said this with Georgia last year in 2020, where a lot of these games against these good teams were just I am all in on this guy as an NFL player, like stock games, because I just watched them just torment these crappy Mizzou teams, which is probably not really a good gauge for being a good NFL player because of how bad Mizzou was. But George Pickens and Devon Achane were my big two. I was swearing up and down by Devon Achane, and I still like him on the Dolphins because
Yeah,
he was
I thought
in this
Spiller was
one.
going to be a really good back too.
Yeah.
I liked him. But yeah, I left this game at halftime. I remember I was like, I don't need to be here. This is wasting my time. Oh yeah, Jalen Weidemeyer. All right, moving on. So those are like 8 through 11 are in their own tier to me. Like you can mix those 4 up however you want. I don't really care. They're all bad.
I'm gonna just agree with you. Looking at some of these other games by comparison, I put Arkansas my second last because they're a rival, but I actually think I'm gonna put it 10. I think you're right. It was a better game than some of these other games went, even though it is the rival. The future or the next couple of years have helped with that because they've just been so dominant. So I'm actually going to agree with you that that's 10.
Yeah, to me, 12 and 13 are the 2 worst, and they're still in their own tiers. So 12, I have Boston College because to go from that emotional high of like seeing Mevis hit that like 56-yarder to Bazelak throwing an interception on their first play in OT and Boston College storming the friggin' field, that was terrible. Giving up 41 points to this backup quarterback at Boston College, Dennis Grossel, who could not move, and they still found a way to make look like Lamar fucking Jackson. It was embarrassing. Patrick Garwo ran all over. Patrick Garwo sucked. Look up the rest of his career stats. I mean, this was infuriating game. Terrible game.
I have a name drop for you that might have helped why Grossel was so good. I don't even think I can find Garwo. Let me see. There he is.
Yeah, he ended up at Nevada. Oh, he wound up having 1,000 yards. My apologies to Garwo. You were good that year. I'll take that back, Philip Garwo. I'll eat my words. Or Patrick Garwo, sorry.
My name drop for another guy just who became an electric draft prospect in tournament Mizzou. That was he was there.
Yeah, I mean, people knew he was going to be good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I mean, my main hatred
from
this game comes from really making Grossel look as good as they did. That was so bad. So bad.
I'm with you. I had this third last on my original rankings. You've definitely convinced me that the Armed Forces Bowl and Arkansas games were far better than this one. This one was pretty rough. There's no you can't even look at like a Tyler Beatty superstar game. The interception, I didn't even get a chance to mention the worst interception I saw when I was looking at the highlights, by the way, for me. If you watch the Texas A&M highlights, the first clip is Bazelak just throwing it right to a corner. He's trying to throw it to Daniel Parker Jr. It's 20 yards behind him and just into the lap of a defender. And that is one of the worst picks.
Yeah, I mean, he was just not good this year. It was what it was. He was way better in 20. But yeah. So that brings us to 13. And what, in my opinion, is still the worst loss in the Drinkwitz era, and that is Tennessee 62, Mizzou 24. This was the worst. I almost considered not going to another game this year. This was horrid. Let's it was an 11 a.m. kick. Bad.
Yep.
You get there, bad. It's all muggy and kind of gross out. Bad. Nobody in the crowd seemed like they wanted to be there. The energy was so flat. Horrible. It was 28-3 at the end of the first quarter. I remember I think it was Tyon Evans going into this game said, yeah, we watched the tape of this Missouri defense. We're going to have some fun, smiled. They proceeded to, I believe, let him have 3 rushing touchdowns in the first quarter. It was shocking how bad this team was at this point in time. I believe this was the game where they infamously ran a 3-3-5 stack on defense that had Akil Byers at middle linebacker. Because that's a thing we haven't even talked about. People hated Steve Wilkes after this year.
Oh yeah,
Kind of hard to argue. because I mean, I've never like seriously seen a game like this. It was just hellacious. If there was a mercy rule, what was the score? Like, let's do the math. It was 45 to 10.
45 to 10 at halftime.
How is that even possible? Hendon Hooker 225. Like, technically, the margin was worse the year after. This was a worse game. This game was way worse.
Yep.
And it's the worst sporting event I've ever been to. It's the worst sporting event I will ever go to. This is the worst loss, hands down to me. I have never been more embarrassed by anything my teams have done. Like, even when the Bears once gave up 6 passing touchdowns to Aaron Rodgers and a half, I would watch that 15 times over before I had to go to this game again. There's no way I could do it. This game, like, it was the first time I really was like, okay, like, Eli Drinkwitz might not be it, because this is something that I just couldn't believe it. I can't really even put it in any other way than just the most unbelievable piece of garbage I've ever watched. I mean, Tennessee had like 40-yard runs for free the entire first half. It was that bad.
You nailed it. This is why I was excited to do this one with you, because I knew you'd have a better pulse of this season than I did. This was, by far the worst game of the year. I'm now thinking you're right. You brought me all the way back to the muggy crowd, the gross atmosphere. It is like, I still, even after that 2023 game, which to me, I will never forget watching them beat Tennessee, because I literally thought they would never beat Tennessee, because it was just, these first 2 years under Drinkwitz, it was just bludgeoning after bludgeoning. They just seemed to absolutely own Mizzou in any capacity, no matter how good the teams were. And these two teams were obviously not very comparable, and Mizzou has shrunk that gap considerably. But like, I even still go into Tennessee games like just thinking about it, you still think about it. You're right. It stays. This is a kind of loss that stays with you.
It'll be interesting when we do the 23 rankings, because there's legitimately like 4 games that could be number 1 on the list. I know what my number 1's going to be, but
yeah,
you can make the argument for Tennessee just based off what the previous 2 years were. But the thing about 22 was, it was, like I said, the worst margin. It was 66-24. But that game at one point was 28-24.
It was close.
It was actually competitive for like,
it was
2.5 quarters, and then Heupel started scumbagging Mizzou. He did what he had to do, but we'll get into that when we get into that. But to me, this is still, and there's almost no way it ever gets beat, like unless Missouri loses to an FCS school or something. Like, there's no way that ever gets topped as the worst game of the Drinkwitz era for me.
I think you nailed it. I'm willing to yield for sure on that. Okay, from 13 to 1, Tennessee 62, Missouri 24 is last. Boston College 41, Missouri 34, and OT is 12. 11, number 21, Texas A&M 34, Mizzou 14. Number 10, number 25, Arkansas 34, Missouri 17. Number 9 is number 1, Georgia 43, Missouri 6. Number 8, Kentucky 33, Mizzou 28. Number 7, Army 24, Missouri 22. That's we've now done 2 years. We've had a loss. Actually, no, this one we put below the losses. So we don't have a loss above a win. Yeah. Mizzou 48, North Texas 35, Mizzou 34, Central Michigan 24 is 5th. Mizzou 59, SEMO 28 is 4th. Mizzou 37, Vandy 28 is 3rd. Mizzou 31, South Carolina 28 is 2nd, and Mizzou 24, Florida 23 in overtime is number 1. And we can quickly put this season behind us, Payton.
Yeah, 2022 won't be that much better. It will be better because there's like a couple good wins. But I mean, we're also going to have to talk about like a couple of the losses.
Kansas State.
Just as bad. I think 22 will be the first time we have a loss above a win.
We had a loss above a win last time in 2020. We put the Alabama game above.
We did.
I think right. a couple.
Well, we're going to do that again in 22. If I have a say.
You will. Yeah. I'm in agreement. I know what you're talking about. We'll get into it. There you go. There's another year ranked miserable one for Mizzou, 2021. And pretty crazy. Mizzou survives 2 of these seasons in a 5-5 year, and they let Drinkwitz. And we'll talk about it. 2023 might be like an hour and a half episode, I think, Payton, because I want to relive that season like fully. It was so good.
I've already been rewatching some of the games from that. There is, to me, there's 3 games that really suck from 23.
Okay.
And one is, to me, is worse than the others, but
I think I know. What
like
you're
2
talking
are
about.
just painful.
Yeah, there's a
but
couple.
One is just like, oh my God, this is like it.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that when we get to that.
We'll get to that when we get to that. For now, we will get onward with the show and finish it out with quick hits. Okay, quick hits time. We'll finish out the show. Kenny's not here. He does not have a quiz for us, which means it's us soloing. We did pretty good last week, Payton. On
We
the Daily
did.
Dozen. How many are we going to get today?
I'm going to say 5. I think we'll get more than most.
Okay. All right.
Let's start with celebrity mashup and get it out of the way.
All right. I like it. Who are these 2 people?
That's Ed Sheeran.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that face, actually, but I don't know the name that goes with the face.
I do
Is
too.
that
I
like
totally
Vanessa
do too.
Kirby?
Sure.
I don't know.
Oh my God. I can't.
Marshalls.
Payton's former employer. Get out of here. Oh no.
Yeah, jump scare. Ed Sheeran.
Oh my God, please.
Hit the X over there.
It closes the whole thing.
Does it?
I need Kenny's ad blocker. It keeps coming back. Hold on.
Hit the X now. See if that works.
Hold on. What did you guess? Kirby?
Vanessa Kirby.
Is it Vanessa?
That's not how you spell Vanessa.
Sorry. There's not a Vanessa Kirby.
Well, that's definitely a person, but it definitely means I'm wrong.
I guess her.
I don't know.
I just want to be done with this question.
That's fine, yeah.
Oh my God. All right. NFL. Good Lord. This Bengals defensive tackle made 8 Pro Bowls and totaled 75.5 sacks from 2010 to 2020. That is
way up. That's a free space.
College football. Mark Richt was the head coach of this SEC school from 2001 to 2015.
Do you know the answer?
No, I'm terrible with coaches.
Georgia.
Oh. Yeah,
would always go like 10-2 and didn't win the big one. He's like who people think Drinkwitz is, basically. Well, okay, Drinkwitz is not winning like 10 games a year or so, but moving on. We'll move on from that.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. He'll be on TV soon. NBA, 2 Western Conference teams won finals in the 1990s. The San Antonio Spurs and this team.
The Rockets.
The Rockets is correct with Hakeem. They beat my favorite historical team of all time, which is the 1993-94 Orlando Magic.
Shaq and Penny
and Nick Anderson. I loved that team. I think Robert Horry was on that team. With an estimated, not Robert Horry, Horace Grant was on that team. With an estimated population, this is geography, of over 250,000 people, Oyster Bay is a township in this Eastern time zone state.
That sounds like a Massachusetts deal.
Yeah, or Maine. I was thinking Maine, but I'll go with
Maine or
Mass.
Massachusetts would be my guess.
I'll go with Mass. Okay, well, we can do a bonus one and try Maine.
Yeah, we'll try and get that.
Restaurants. Papa's Restaurants owns and runs multiple different chains like Papa's Bros Steakhouse, On the Border, Papacitos, and this Cajun style seafood and kitchen chain. Cajun style seafood kitchen chain. Is it Popeyes?
I like Cajun food. I don't think it's Popeyes.
They don't have Cajun style seafood. It's chicken.
Is it like? I don't think Bubba Gump is. That's definitely not Cajun style. But I don't know.
Papa's,
I don't know.
Surely it's something Papa's, right?
I mean,
come on,
Papa Dough.
That's
no,
gotta
that's
be
definitely
right.
not it.
What do you mean? It's Cajun.
No,
style.
You're definitely right. That's definitely it.
It's got to be right.
That's definitely it.
Bang.
Yeah.
Context clues, deductive reasoning.
I'm gonna try
Television,
some
we've got 4
tropical. I
already.
like Asian food.
Television, Deli Boys, Paradise, and All's Fair are shows that currently air on what streaming platform?
Netflix. I don't know, man.
All's Fair. I'm gonna go Hulu.
Look it up.
I'm gonna go Hulu. Boom.
All right. Well, there's 5.
There's 5. Please, Marshall, stop this. Movies. Cameron Diaz plays a successful interior designer who is considered a player of men in this 2002 rom-com featuring Christina Applegate, Thomas Jane, and Selma Blair.
If
Kenny
only
definitely
Kenny were here.
Kenny definitely knows this
Kenny
one.
would know, but I don't know.
Do you think he'll answer if I call him?
Maybe. He might sound annoyed. He'll be like, "What?"
Should I try anyway?
Yes, call him.
All right.
And go to music in the meantime. And then if he picks up, you can go back to it.
It's ringing. Music is stop calling, stop calling. I don't want to hear. I don't want to think. Oh, he forwarded me to
Telephone.
voicemail. Darn it.
This one's telephone. which
Stop
is
calling,
actually
stop calling. It's funny. I just called Kenny and the
Yeah.
lyrics are stop calling,
I
stop
don't
calling.
wanna talk anymore. Is
it telephone?
Telephone. Yeah. Telephone.
Nice.
Cameron Diaz. Still
Love.
let's just do Dazed and Confused to make Kenny
All
annoyed.
right, I'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. Is it Days? No. There we go.
It's a pretty overrated movie anyways. Let's
Yeah,
double dip.
I agree. Okay, should we try Maine?
Yeah, let's do Maine. I mean, that's I would be
Nope.
no, dang. What's
So we
geography?
got so we need geography, the celeb mashup, and movies. We did the 3. They're the 3 hardest ones.
Yeah.
New York.
New York. Okay, that's fine. Kenny might know that one too.
Okay, it was
well,
Vanessa. Wait. It was Vanessa Kirby. I was
I
typing her
knew the
name in.
face. I guess I was way off on Ed Sheeran. I was blocked in.
Oh,
on
it was
Ed
Rupert
Sheeran.
Grant. That's Ron Weasley from Harry Potter.
Oh, okay. I see that.
And then the movies was The Sweetest Thing. Nope.
Never heard of it. Moving on.
Moving on. We've got Tigers in the Wild. Payton, why don't you share Kenny's Tiger in the Wild and I'll text him back. Say sorry for calling him.
I don't know what his Tiger in the Wild is.
We've another. It's another Mizzou baseball transfer portal entry.
Yeah, there's been a few. So is it Garen Goldbeck is in the portal then? That's not his tweet that you have pulled up. Here, I'll pull it up. There's been a couple of guys other than Garen Goldbeck. So good job, Kenny. Grad transfer shortstop. Yeah, I mean, I don't have his numbers in front of me. I didn't know you were going to give me this one.
I thought I was doing a smooth transition. Yeah, grad transfer. He was 20.
Hold on, I'll get his numbers up real quick.
Payton's pulling his numbers up. We didn't divvy up before.
Career. This year he played in 4 games, bat 222, slugged 333, 4 walks. So looks like he was a reserve guy. There you go.
There you go.
There's been others too. I don't have them all in front of me at the moment. I'm sure they've got to have a thread going, right? Like on 3.
I have not seen.
This generation is on their phone all the time, folks.
I was texting our comrade back about why I was calling him. He was concerned. I said I tried the phone a friend, and now he has to see us make fun of his favorite movie. Your Tiger in the Wild.
My Tiger in the Wild is going to be Sebastian Mack finding a new home. He is transferring to UNLV under Coach Josh Pastner, of course. So there you go, Sebastian Mack dropping down a bit after his 1-year stint at Mizzou. Just didn't work out. That's how it was. That's going to happen from time to time. It just simply didn't work out at Missouri. It didn't translate. He didn't look like he was comfortable ever. I don't think Missouri really found a good way to ease him in. So hopefully he can kind of jumpstart his career at UNLV.
Honestly, UNLV had some good guards last year. This is not a bad landing spot in my opinion, for Sebastian Mack to go to. So hopefully, yeah, he can do well back over on the West Coast again.
Shout out Josh Pastner winning the ACC tournament at Georgia Tech that one time.
Yes, he did do that. Yeah, I think that could work out for him. But yeah, it just never found a role. That's how it goes in the transfer portal era. Some people just don't, and they have to find a spot elsewhere. So we'll see how Sebastian Mack does. Maybe he'll be in Tigers in the Wild in the future. My Tiger in the Wild. This is kind of a funny one. I'm giving it to Taylor Pennell, not the Mizzou Taylor Pennell. I'm making her my honorary Tiger in the Wild because I got very confused, Payton, when I saw this post from Barstool Sports detailing some pretty interesting drama related to the Texas Tech softball team, which there's been no shortage of during the College World Series, or the college playoffs. But Taylor Pennell, of course, played for Mizzou, but I believe wrapped up her career at Texas A&M, not Texas Tech. Different Taylor Pennells. This Taylor Pennell, who I believe at least the person asking or addressing her, I think called her Panel, not Pennell. She had an interesting moment with her former coach. So Texas Tech played Tennessee. They lost to Tennessee. And allegedly in the handshake line, she transferred from Tennessee to Texas Tech. Tennessee's coach said to her that in the handshake line, instead of saying good game, that she made a mistake transferring away.
Yeah. The way you described it made it sound like she transferred in the middle of the handshake line.
Oh, sorry.
But no, I know what you mean.
It's like one of those mid-game trades, like in the NBA that you see.
Yeah, so we've had further development here.
We have.
Karen Weekly told Knox News, who I believe is like the USA Today. I don't know for sure. Knox News is an outlet covering Tennessee softball, obviously. And she said that was an outright lie. So she's saying Pennell is just straight lying through her teeth at her. And if she is, that is a ridiculous thing to make up. Quite frankly, even if the Tennessee coach did that, I'm kind of team Tennessee coach. Why? That's like a competitive thing to do. You want to you got to give yourself a competitive edge. If firing yourself up about a player leaving you, look, I have no problem with a player jumping in the portal if they want and find greener pastures. Don't be shocked if your former team's going to give it right back to you it's not going to let you forget leaving you. I mean, would we not have done the same thing if Mizzou beat Georgia the year after Lovett transferred to Georgia? I totally think some of the players would have rubbed it in his face.
Yeah.
To me, that's competitive. I don't have a problem if she did do that, but she is saying it's just complete. Like she used the quote outright lie, according to Knox News.
I see. So I didn't know that development. I do know Panel's dad was also chirping on Twitter in now deleted posts that SI acquired screenshots of. So you can go read an article. I'll shout out who wrote it. I have it nearby. It was Marin Agnes Coombs wrote the article for SI. She found the screenshots and had some posts from her dad that have since been taken down. That is interesting if it is, because I heard her press conference too, where she also denied it pretty emphatically and was like, I said good game like everybody else. I think she even said you can watch. She did the wind the tape.
She said if you rewatch at the tape of the handshake line, you're going to see me go just as fast by her as anybody else. Weekly said, I didn't even know where she was in the handshake line. That's an outright lie. I said good game like I said to every other player.
So there's some drama.
Tech's coach also, for the record, did not fully back up the story. He said, I went through the handshake line, nothing. It happened behind me, Texas Tech coach Jerry Glasgow said in the post-game news conference. So I don't know exactly what happened.
Drama. And of course, we didn't even mention the Jason Williams stuff and his daughter being at Texas Tech and they beat Florida and all that stuff and his former alma mater. So Texas Tech is making a lot of college athletics related headlines right now.
I wonder what the common denominator there could be.
Yeah, interesting. Can draw your own through lines with that. Anyway, that's our elongated quick hit. Let's do headlines. I'll read Kenny's headline. Pretty straightforward one here from Mizzou. Men's basketball completes roster, signs Cord Stansberry. So the final transfer is officially signed. Payton, Mr. Stansberry, third team all SoCon last year at Western Carolina. And the roster's locked in, Payton. We have our 2026-27 roster.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think Stansberry will play much, but that's 15, which I think we were a little shocked by that they didn't leave a scholarship open just in case, but that's where we're at.
I have a Kenny update. I said, sorry I called you. We tried a shot in the dark for trivia. He said, sorry, hope y'all got it. I said, we didn't, so thanks a lot.
Good. I liked it.
We'll see how he chews on that one. Roster's locked in. Your headline, Payton.
My headline is going to come from ESPN. It is emotional Victor Wembanyama. Can you scroll back up for a second? Leads Spurs back to NBA Finals. Coming from Anthony Slater at ESPN. Game 7. The ahead of schedule Spurs knocked off Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Wemby had 20-6. It wasn't even his best game. Or I'm sorry, I was looking at Julian Champagny? Is that Champagny.
Awesome player.
22-7 for Victor Wembanyama. It was a real team effort, though. I mean, nobody really had an outright bad game for San Antonio. Same cannot be said for Oklahoma City. Shai was excellent. Others, in particular, Alex Caruso and Chet Holmgren.
Yeah, he's really, the A1
really bad.
0.2 guy. Yeah, this is pretty nuts. I mean, kind of a seismic. I think these two are going to run the West. You know, assuming Sam Presti is the smart GM everyone says he is and ignores all of the social media things that says they need to panic trade and get Giannis or something. Stephon Castle was at the end of his rope with Alex Caruso in this game. He was sort of doing the Jaden McDaniels at that point where like he knows he can't do anything and doesn't want to get like dinged with the tech, but there were a lot of moments where Caruso was doing his Alex Caruso thing and Castle was just like Castle was just like staring at him and like you could tell he was just seething but didn't want to like blow up at him, which good composure for a 21-year-old third-year player. There's so much. I mean, we could do a whole podcast about this game in this series. I feel like this is pretty seismic for the league, though. The fact that the Spurs are already here, like Wemby obviously is so special. You and I have both been Dylan Harper fans since college. The amount of people I've texted that it is a mortal sin that Rutgers team was not better with him and more people didn't get to see him if you weren't really watching the college regular season. But you're watching him now. He's an unbelievable player. And yeah, like you said, team effort. Like Champagny was good. Keldon Johnson was good. Dennis Gates product Devin Vassell was good. De'Aaron Fox. Does this make you feel old, Payton? The wily vet of the Spurs, De'Aaron Fox?
It is weird because he still feels like the young guy on the Kings to me. And like the guy I watched like tear it up at Kentucky. The prototypical Calipari guard.
Right. Calipari had his fingerprints all over this series.
Shai,
these guys. Shai, Keldon Johnson, De'Aaron
Where'd
Fox.
Cason Wallace go again?
Cason Wallace.
He went, yeah, okay.
Yep. Cason Wallace lost to Mizzou.
Yep.
Played with Oscar Shibwe.
That's right, he did.
SGA was fantastic.
Xavier Wheeler.
Yes, Xavier Wheeler. I liked Xavier Wheeler.
Why? He could not shoot at all.
He was like fast.
Point guard.
Thunder gonna have some conversations.
Was like that was like that's a career shifter.
Yep.
The game.
I agree.
That's bad.
I agree. They're gonna have to really have some conversations about him and how do they make sure that does not happen again. Because especially, I mean, they didn't have, that's of course like a major thing. They didn't have Jalen Williams or AJ Mitchell, who's been awesome for them this season. They were both injured, but Chet Holmgren's got to step up in that case. And yeah, that was really bad to see him only even like not even. It's one thing if he scores 4 points, but he took like 14 shots and it just wasn't falling for him. He's missing threes. You have off nights. He took 2 shots, Payton. He attempted 11 threes all series in 7 games as the second best player on the Thunder. That is really bad, very bad. But Spurs Knicks. I mean, it's gonna be one hell of a series, I think. Who do you have?
I think I'm going to go with the Spurs because Wemby and now Mitchell Robinson has this mystery injury.
What's his pinky, I think.
Yeah, well, they don't know how he got it. Well, they won't say how he got it. There are, I love Harper and I love Castle, 2 awesome young guards. I do wonder if they get a little bit flustered by just having to guard Brunson this early in their career, this ahead of schedule. Does that maybe get to them at all? I don't know. I'm excited to watch the guards go at it in this series for sure. Brunson, I think, is built for this kind of moment. But it's hard to kind of deny how overwhelming the Spurs kind of feel at times.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things that are going to swing the series, which should just make it a lot of fun. I don't think the level is going to drop off at all from the Thunder. If you go over to FanDuel, the Spurs are -200 favored to win the series. The Knicks are +168 in their eyes. So the Knicks are underdogs entering the series. But I don't know, they've been so dominant. There's no way in my mind this doesn't go to 6 or 7, which I'm going to steal this directly from. I was listening to Bill Simmons earlier today. Said he thinks if it's game 6 and the Knicks are up in the series, so they could close it and win 4-2, that might be the most expensive ticket in NBA history. Madison Square Garden for a closeout game 6. Their first it would be their first title in 53 years if they could do it. And man, the streets of New York, having already been shut down multiple times throughout the playoffs, imagine if they win the finals at home. That will be pretty unbelievable. Rematch, of course, of the 1993 NBA championship, I believe, that the Spurs won. So yeah. I'm hyped. It'll be good. I'm sure we'll have plenty of finals quick hits. But I will speed swiftly along my last one. Speaking of finals,
going for the Mizzou NBA title.
He is. Jordan Clarkson going with that for the Knicks. So we'll see how that unfolds for him. Speaking of finals, once again, sneaking soccer into the podcast throughout the month of June while the World Cup's going on or about to go on. But this one, though, how about the Champions League final, Payton? Which I was really impressed. A lot of my non-soccer fan friends actually seem to be tuned into, at least for the penalty shootout, which is, of course, a pretty easy thing to watch. It's very exciting. But my headline comes from The Guardian. Paris Saint-Germain retain Champions League as Arsenal dream dashed in shootout. Very dramatic game. Shout out David Heitner. I would think it's Heitner with a Y for writing this. Yeah, crazy game. Arsenal took the lead in the 6th minute. PSG got a penalty, converted, made it 1-1, and then sort of stalemated from there. Arsenal, it was a very easy match to watch, Payton, because it was this unstoppable force of movable object game with Arsenal having this elite defense and PSG this really good offense. And it goes all the way to penalties, and 5th kick, Gabriel, a center back for Arsenal, blazes it over the crossbar in front of the PSG end as well. And they win the Champions League for the 2nd year in a row, which is not an easy thing to do. You do not win back-to-back very often. So pretty big achievement. But Arsenal had the game. It is the scenes. You'd probably get a chuckle from this. Arsenal won the English Premier League, of course. They had a parade today on Sunday for that. And the players on the bus just look dejected. It is the most, and they haven't won the Premier League in 30 years. And they don't look happy. They look just like they wasted the chance to win 2 really big trophies. Instead, they just got 1. So a little bit heartbreaking for them. Did you watch any of it? Did you watch the penalties?
I didn't get to see the penalties, but I watched most of the second half. I don't really have any thoughts. I didn't really know what I was watching.
Right.
I was just like, I wonder if Messi would win this game for Arsenal.
You did send that text.
Yeah.
No, probably not currently.
Yeah.
In my opinion, but yeah, the big time result for PSG. They are the best team in the world, and now all the club competitions are done. Payton, we've got 12 days until the World Cup starts. I'm very excited. So I'll have to get your your and Kenny's predictions. So there you go. There's a not so quick hits for you guys. I guess we had a lot of drama to discuss this week, especially in the world of softball. Wrap things up. You've got your segments. Kenny's not here for
2019 Washington National of the Week. I was gonna do Asdrubal Cabrera, and I totally remember that I did him already.
Are you starting to get into that territory where you're?
Yeah, so we're gonna go with just good old Ryan Zimmerman. I don't think I've done him yet. Of course, Mr. Washington National himself played his entire career from 2005 to 2021 with the Nats. In 2019, he wasn't really all that great in the regular season, had just an 89 OPS plus. If I remember correctly, I'm going to try and find this real quick. Yeah, he didn't have a bad postseason by any stretch. Had an 857 OPS against the Dodgers and the DS. Didn't really need to do anything against the Nationals and the NLCS because they just romped the Cardinals that series. Against the Astros, though, Kenny, he did take it easy on you. 208 batting average, 321 on base, 333 slug. Good for 655 OPS. Still, two-time All-Star, just a cornerstone at first base for them. Of course, the Nationals did go on to win that World Series, 4-3, though, in case you forgot, Kenny. But we'll move on. Ryan Zimmerman, 2019 Washington National of the Week. This one comes from our favorite TV series, The Today Show. Knowlton, what did the mama cow say to the baby cow?
Something to do with calf, maybe?
No. What did the mama cow say to the baby cow? It's past your bedtime.
Past your bedtime. That's a good one. That's a good one. Very nice. That'll do it. We will be back Friday with probably some more news and maybe another draft. I've been pitching some ideas to Payton and Kenny. Hopefully we'll have some fun college baseball news that I decided to save from this show that I hopefully will be talking about on Friday. We'll see. TBD. So stay tuned. Thank you everyone for watching, listening. We'll see you all next time.